Uh-oh, we're back. One sec here. We're back. Core 2020 now available. Let's get in it. We automatically have a new interface we see. Let's get my face out of here. So we see the new ranking system. Let's check that out. First of all, core set mastery tree. Very, very cool. And we're going out from here, whichever way we so want. I think we're going to go red, to be honest. We're going in with Infuriate personally. We'll have to play continuously over the days here. On day... Ooh. Wow, this is quite extensive. On day 100, purchase the Mastery Pass to gain access to these rewards. Oh, so these will be on the bottom yonder there. Very cool. We're going to have to get that for sure. It's a couple gemsies, though. So we'll grab that afterwards. Slam my face right over here. What else is new? We'll do a quick overview for everyone. So 2020's out. We can do Core Set 2020 sealed. We're going to do the heck out of that this afternoon. Check out all the new content in the store. And that's that. So the profiles changed a little bit. Season ending in 29 days blinks for you, and this shows your mastery. The decks are looking the same. And here we are into our packs. Chandra, Awaken Inferno. Very cool. And now we're getting into the 50 packs. That's going to take a little bit of time here. Shared Summons for 5. We should basically only look at red cards, I feel like. Search your library for up to 2 creature cards with different names, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your library. Pretty cool, but for 5, very expensive. Dragon Maze, this was one of our favorite cards. Whenever it deals combat damage to that player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. So a really cool effect there. You could definitely self-kill yourself by giving your opponent some nukes. Elvish Reclaimer for 1. This is a 1/2, so great value. Elvish Reclaimer gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard. And then you can pay 2 and tap him, sacrifice a land, search your library for a land card, and put it into the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle your library. So really cool card, great value here, and a lot of things you can do there. Ironroot Warlord. His power is equal to the number of creatures you control, so he's a 0/5 for 3, so obviously just a great defender off the get-go. And you can also pay 5 and create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. Another Ironroot, Glinthorn Buccaneer. This is a 2/4 red creature with haste, and whenever you discard a card, he deals 1 damage to each opponent. Very, very cool. So we could see this linked up with the draw 7 cards, because then you're discarding your hand, drawing 7 cards, dealing 7 damage. Well, potentially if you had a full hand to discard. Corpse Knight, I really like this card. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. Shifting Ceratops, this is actually one of the better creatures, I feel like. It costs 4, it's 2 forests. It can't be countered, and it has protection from blue. And you can also give it Trample, Haste, or Reach until end of turn for 1. Very, very cool card. A lot of control hate there. Planar Cleansing. So this is a heavy card. 6, 3 planes, but destroy all non-land permanents. So I think we're going to see that a little bit. Cavalier of Gales. Woo woo. So this is the blue Elemental Knight. 5 cost, 3 islands. He's a flying 5/5, and whenever he enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So it's a nice draw, and then you kind of get to set the tone for what the turns are to come. And when he dies, shuffle it into your library and then scry 2. So very powerful card. Uncaged Fury, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains double strike until end of turn. And Looming Shaman, when he enters the battlefield, target player may shuffle any number of target cards from their graveyard into their library. I almost said Grivery. Getting into it a little bit more. Another Corpse Knight. Scheming Symmetry. I don't care for this card. This is just going to get you killed. Don't even want to look at that. Portal of Sanctuary, though, for 3. You can pay 1, return target card, return target creature you control, and each aura attached to it to its owner's hand. Activate this ability only during your turn. Again, if you've not seen all my core set review, check those out, I guess. Mythic Wildcard, that's our absolute favorite. Brought back for 2. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn, and return them to the battlefield tapped. There is room for this somewhere. We're not sure where yet, though. I'm going through the packs fairly quick here. I don't want to spend too much time on this. We get a secondary Cavalier of Gales, Vampire of the Dire Moon for 1, Death Touch Lifelink, great value there. Just kind of skipping over the commons, no need to really dive into those. Flame Sweep for 3. Flame Sweep deals 2 damage to each creature except for creatures you control with flying. Very cool. Maybe that will replace the Chain Whirler when he leaves. Thunderkin Awakener for 2. This is an elemental 1/2 with haste. Whenever he attacks, choose target elemental creature card in your graveyard with converted toughness less than Thunderkin Awakener's toughness. Return that card to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Sorry. Protection from black, Apostle of Purifying Light. That's always cool. And another Portal of Sanctuary. Field Lotus, that's pretty cool. I'm primarily digging for the ley lines, if I'm being honest. We grab a Creeping Trailblazer, which is cool for the elemental deck as well. I just remembered the ley lines right now. Must mean we're going to get one. Ooh! Sephiroth's Skyblaze, so this is quite exciting. This is a 7-cost creature, flying lifelink, 7/7, and you may pay 1 planes and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying, rather than paying the spell's mana cost. Flying lifelink, other creatures you control with flying have indestructible. This is the tank of the flying deck I've been thinking of in my mind. I guess all thinking takes place in your mind. LOL. Another Elvish Reclaimer and a Royal Pegasus. Can't attack or block alone. Flying 2/1 for 1. Not bad value there. Ooh, Temple of Malady. We get the Scry 1 dual land, so that's always fun. Another Iron Root. Bag of Holding. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Draw a card, then discard a card. Sacrifice it. Return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand. So this would work good in conjunction with that other red card as well, I believe. He was an ogre. I forget his name already. God's Willing, hardcover, and another Thunderkin Awakener. See if we can get some ley lines flowing here. Ooh, we get Villa's Broker of Blood for 7 again. Oh no, sorry, this is 8. And he's an 8/8 flying, and you can pay 1 swamp, pay 2 life. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. So you'd be drawing 2 cards as well. Very cool. Tails, and for 2, counter target activated ability, triggered ability, or legendary spell. I don't know how well that would work. That's kind of a sideboard situation, maybe. Temple of Epiphany. This is the red-blue Scry 1 land. Ooh, another Temple of Malady. Very nice. Blood for Bones for 4. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, then return another creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So not so bad if you could sacrifice a zombie token, right? Hanged Executioner for 3. This is a 1/1 flying spirit. Whenever he enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying, and then pay 4, exile him, and exile target creature. So it's a nice little opening creature, and then the late game removal. Good value there. Our third Elvish Reclaimer, Scholar of the Ages for 6. This is a 3/3, and when it enters the battlefield, return up to 2 target instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. Very cool. And then Pattern Matcher for 4. When he enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card name with the same name as another creature you control, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So this is kind of like the Growth Chamber Guardian effect almost. It would be cheaper though, a little bit. And you can search for anything, which is better yet. Legion's End for 2. Exile target creature an opponent controls with converted mana cost 2 or less. It loses all other creatures, or less, and all other creatures that player controls with the same name as that creature. Then that player reveals their hand and exiles all cards with it with the same name from their hand and graveyard. Woof, I'm having a hard time reading this morning. Still digging for ley lines. Our fourth Elvish Reclaimer. No lack in that, apparently. We get the Bloodthirsty Aerialist for 3. This is a flying 2/3, and whenever you gain life, put a counter on him. So this is a great card. I really like this, and it's a vampire. What's up? Marauding Raptor for 2. This goes great in the dinosaur deck. Creature spells you cast cost 2 less to cast, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Marauding Raptor deals 2 damage to it. If it's dealt this way, he gets +2/+2. So this is great to auto-trigger Enrage effects as they're entering the battlefield, as long as they have more than 2 defense or have a buff on them somehow. We get one of the ley lines finally, thank goodness. Leyline of the Void. If Leyline of the Void is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. If a card would be put into the opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Not so bad. Leyline of Combustion, perfect. This is what we were looking for. If it would enter the battlefield, it starts the game in play. Same as all of them. And whenever you, or at least one permanent you control, becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, Leyline Combustion deals 2 damage to that target player. I absolutely love it. Scheming Cemetery, again, not interested. Unchained Berserker, I really like that. Protection from white, and he gets +2/+0 as long as it's attacking. This is going in my sideboard. Screw you, white. Mystic Forge for 4. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast the top card of your library if it's an artifact or a colorless non-land card. Pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. So this is great for getting rid of lands. All you have to do is pay 1 life, and you're getting rid of that land off the top if need be. Shared Summons, we've seen that. Ooh, we get Chandra Novice Pyromancer. That's nice. And Grafdigger's Cage. So creature cards in your graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from their graveyard or library. So that is just a great shutdown card. It only costs 1. It's going in every sideboard. Chandra, though, elementals you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. -1, add 2 mana, basically, and then -2 deals 2 damage to any target. She comes out with 5. It costs 4. I don't think it's so bad. I think Chandra is a good deal. Ooh, Mythic Rares. Always loving those. Another Aerialist, which is great, and Legion's End. We've seen that already. I'm looking for more ley lines, obviously. Mu Yangling Skydancer. So she only comes out with 2 loyalties. She only costs 3, though, as well. And +2 is until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0, and loses flying. -3, create a 4/4 blue elemental bird creature token with flying, and then -8, you get an emblem with islands you control have tapped to draw a card. So that's insane. If you could get it to 8, might be a little bit risky. You might need some Proliferate to help you out. Dungeon Geist for 4. This is pretty cool. 3/3 flyer, and when he enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Dungeon Geist. So very, very cool lockdown for blue there. That's going in the mono blue for sure. More Ironroot Warlords, we have plenty of that. We pulled an Omnarth, Locus of the Royal. This is 4, we looked at this the other day, it's 3/3, and when he enters the battlefield, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of elementals you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a counter on him. If you control 8 or more lands, draw a card. Very, very cool. Finishing up here, we do have a Mask of Immolation flip and a Flood of Tears. When Mask of Immolation enters battlefield, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token and attach the equipment to it. The equipped creature has sacrificed this creature. It deals 1 damage to any target, and the equip cost is 2. I like it, but I think it's too expensive. Flood of Tears, return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. If you return 4 or more non-token permanents you control this way, you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Very cool. That's a great finisher. Creeping Trailblazer again, and Vivian Arcbow Ranger for 4. +1, distribute 2 1/1 counters among up to 2 target creatures. They gain trample until end of turn. Very cool. -3 is target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker. Very nice there. That's just that classic fight ability without the fighting. It's just dealing the damage. -5, you may choose a creature card you own from outside the game, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Not so bad. I really like Vivian's Arcbow Ranger here. Repeated Reverberation for 4. When you next cast an instant, cast a sorcery, or activate a loyalty ability, copy this spell or ability twice. You may choose new targets for the copy. So very cool. If you had a lightning bolt and paid this, it would be the same as paying for 3 lightning bolts or lightning strikes. So this way you're saving cards. You can have more cards in your deck potentially. If you were going to cast them all at once, that is. Which is rare, I suppose, until late game. Another Creeping Trailblazer and another Sephiroth Skyblade. We also have a Barkhide Troll coming up a couple times here. He enters the battlefield with a counter on it. So he's a 3/3 for 2, so good value there. And you can remove a counter from it, and he gains hexproof until end of turn. Season of Growth, Ancestral Blade. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and it also creates a token when it enters. And a secondary Chandra Allochite of Flame, which is quite nice. So 0s, put a loyalty counter on each red planeswalker you control. 0 as well is create 2 1/1 elemental creature tokens. They gain haste, sacrifice them at the beginning of next end step, and -2. You may sacrifice an instant or sorcery spell with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Let's get a couple more ley lines here before we wrap up these packs. I guess that's as good as one. Who doesn't love wild cards? Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it to add a colorless, and whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands with unique names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. 7 or more different lands with different names. That is a stretch, I feel like. Not happening with my deck. Dead Presence for 4. This is 3/3. And whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose 1, draw a card, you lose 1 life. He deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life? Oh my lord. That's a good card if you're slamming swamps into the battlefield. Each swamp becomes a shock. I absolutely love that. Legion's End, we've seen that. We've seen the Vampire Moon. Colossus Hammer gives a creature +10/+10 and loses flying. But the equipped cost is 8, so I feel that's too heavy. 3 more packs. Big money, big money, big money. Shifting Ceratops, we like that. Woodland Champion, we also like that. Whenever 1 or more creature tokens would enter the battlefield under your control, put that many 1/1 counters on a Woodland Champion, and he only costs 2. 2 more packs. Another Mask of Immolation. Another Billis Broker of Blood, and our first Tombbound Lich with his Death Touch and Lifelink, 1/3. Whenever he enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. Very fun. Get to cycle your deck. Season's Growth, we've seen that. Loxodon Life Chanter. I hate all of these elephants, man. This one costs 6. He's a 4/6. When he enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become the total toughness of creatures you control. Then pay 6, and he gets +X to the end of turn, where X is your life total. GG. That ruins the game for so many people. And with that, that was all of our packs. We got a couple cool cards, and you know, we pulled a couple of wild cards as well. So the draft is really nice. You're getting a ton of cards, and you're always going to be getting 3 packs, and you can basically win gems, which is great. 200 free gems and you get 7 wins. I know that's rare, but I'm sure you guys can do it. Looking at the packs here, you get Renee, Angel of Rebirth, as a bonus card. Quite cool there. There's a whole bunch more. Well, just an elemental bundle, I suppose. These are all old. With the Mastery Pass, you get quite a bit. I believe you get that nice sleeve. You get this little kitty cat to click on. I wish you could. Yeah. I guess there's a couple cool things down here, right? Nothing that we wouldn't have already, though. What are these orange bulbs? 1 Mastery Orb. Purchase the Mastery Pass to gain access. Oh, so I imagine the orbs get plugged into your tree. Yes. And then here we're just basically gaining cosmetics, I think. Which is fine. 0 to 30. You could unlock your full mastery tree, I guess. Cool beans. So if you liked this video and you're interested in seeing more box openings, definitely hit me up with a like. Shoot in a subscribe too if you're interested in getting some free gems for yourself. Maybe you could open a box like that. And yeah, shout out a like. Let me know what cards you liked. If I had any really good packs that you were interested in, anything like that. We'll see you guys a little bit later. We're going to be doing at least 1 sealed, and I have 2 decks to get out to you guys as well. So, until next time, hello, good game, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.